Americans lose trillions claiming Social Security at the wrong time is the headline in my inbox from Elaine Floyd over at Horse's Mouth. Elaine, she is just fantastic. A huge fan of Elaine Floyd. So if Elaine Floyd has a headline that says American lose trillions claiming Social Security at the wrong time, I take issue. I take not issue. I take notice. So let's see what old Elaine is talking about here, because this is one of her partners there, Amanda Chase. So just for you all new here, I belong to this thing called Savvy Social Security Planning. I don't think yeah, well, it's back there. Okay. Anyway, it's for me, it's 100%. It's must. It's a must. And if you aren't a financial advisor, I actually emailed Elaine, can other people buy this stuff? And she goes, absolutely. So if you are, maybe you're a budding wannabe financial advisor for the future, maybe you're an electric engineer, you're like, I'm pretty good at talking to people. I know how to talk about investments to people. They always ask me questions on financial planning, but I don't want to get too deep in this. But maybe you said, when I retire from my engineering job, maybe I'll go into something where I can, just be a source for people, but I wish I knew more. This would be a great thing. Social Security planning, savvy Social Security planning. I think it costs like $1,500 a year or something like that. And I'm also part of their Medicare Savvy Medicare planning as well. I haven't gone on to their tax stuff yet, and that's not air conditioning. That's actually, I don't know what the AC stands for. Anyway, I haven't gone on to their tax yet, just because I'm inundated with stuff to read. It's nuts. I can't take it. But Savvy Social Security planning is literally that. My newsletter subscription to Nick Murray. It seems like there's one other thing I have to pay for. I guess it's Medicare planning. No, there's something else I forgot. But anyway, so you should do it too. If not, then you can rely on your old buddy Josh, and I'll feed you the information from Elaine that comes down the pike, because it just comes. And let me show you. So what we'll see here is this is just. Let's see if can I go back. Yeah, there we go. And so what Amanda does is she has just tons of articles that they look at about Social Security on Medicare. So I get a lot of my information here without question. How to present claiming decisions to risk-averse clients. Social Securities may be coming back to inboxes, Social Security statements. In fact, they talk about how Social Security statements may have actually an impact. All right, but and this one I'm going to read next. Americans confident about retirement, but reality differs from the Gallup. So I do want to read this one, though. Only 4% of beneficiaries wait until age 70. So let's read this, because, again, if it comes from Elaine and her team, you need to know it. Social Security now accounts for about 1/3 of all income annually received by U.S. retirees. 1/3. So can we stop this idea that Social Security is going to go bankrupt? I mean, or that it won't be there. It's just, stop. Reality is just not there. Come on. 1/3 of all income from Americans will be gone because of Social Security's not having the wherewithal to sustain itself. It's not going to happen. So eliminate that from your thinking. While impactful, research consistently finds that the financial effect of Social Security could be even greater if more people waited to enroll, since monthly benefits can increase in value if retirees delay. But we don't know how much is annually lost from households making this suboptimal decision about when to claim Social Security, how many are making mistakes, and who is making the wrong decisions. To exploit these questions, we utilize new technology invented by United Income and data sponsored by the SSA. Retirees will collectively lose $3.4 trillion in potential income because they claim Social Security at a suboptimal time, or an average of $111,000 per household. The average Social Security recipient received 9% more in income in retirement if they made the financially optimal decision about when to claim benefits. Current retirees will collectively lose an estimated $2.1 trillion in wealth because they made the suboptimal decision, or an average of $68,000 per household. So retirees collectively will lose 3.4, of which current retirees will lose 2.1 of that. Most retirees will lose wealth in their 60s and early 70s if they choose to will lose wealth if they in their 60s and early 70s if they choose to optimize Social Security, but will be much wealthier in their late 70s through the rest of their lives. Only 4% of retirees make the financially optimal decision about when to claim Social Security. About 57% of retirees would build more wealth through their life if they waited to claim until they were 70, when only 4% of retirees currently claim. While only 6.5% of retirees would have more wealth if they claimed prior to turning 64, when over 70% claim. Man. About 21% of those at risk for not affording retirement would see an improvement in their chances if they claim Social Security at the most optimal time. Among those retirees at risk that start with a greater than 10% chance of affording retirement, 95% see their chances of affording retirement improve by an average of 28%. That's nuts. So let's just see what this. United Income did another paper last year, which I read, which I was a big fan of actually. And I don't think this is the same paper. Can I make this bigger? I got to figure out how to make this big. Do I hit that right there and then that? Oh, there we go. Sweet. That's what I'm looking for. All right, so it's 24. Yeah, I don't think this is the same one. I'll have to look at this though. Elderly poverty could be cut by 50% if all retirees claim Social Security at the financially optimal time. This report finds that nearly no retirees are making a financially optimal decision about Social Security. Okay, that's fine. So let's share of income from Social Security. 28% of retirees have 76 to 100% of their share of income from Social Security. 20% have between more than half. So almost half of the retiree population have at least half of their income come from Social Security. That's crazy, man. And here's the income, and this is from Federal Reserve Board of Governors. Oh, see, I love these kind of studies. So Social Security, share of retirees, so 80%, 90% of retirees in 2016 had some form of Social Security. About 20% had capital gain, about 25%, probably about roughly 30% had capital gains, dividends, and interest. 50% had something else, i.e. wages, example given wages, and I'm not sure what else, and around 55% had pensions. That's for 2016. Let's just keep reading methodology. I want to see if they have any other charts here. Population versus sample wealth distribution. I have to read this to kind of analyze it more. Real quick. All right. Okay, so I'm going to have to read this. This is pretty good. So I like account withdrawal sequencing. Okay, cool. I'm going to have to look into this a little bit more. But anyway, so there you go. $3 million of Social Security is being left on the table. Now, yeah, right here, $3.4 million. That's nuts. That is nuts. I know you could easily say, well, if Social Security were to pay out that extra $3.4 trillion, it'd be even more dire straits. And the answer is you're right. 100% correct. So we're going to have to fix this. But all right, so that was interesting. I'll have to look at this paper. I'm a big fan of this kind of stuff and see what we come up with and see what the United Income states. I looked at, again, another income study from United Income last year, and I got a lot of good info from that. So stay tuned, and we'll dive in a little bit deeper. All right, don't forget to smash and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.